are illegal aliens. We've been watching them for a while. The Roma local police have been watching them. They saw this Jeep, had about 8 people and a raft. So I went down to study the border, and I began at where the mouth of the Rio Grande is at Boca Chica. We went from there all the way to Laredo. We started on Friday night and went until Monday morning. We went morning until night. We got very little sleep, and it was an eye-opener. I've spent a lot of time studying this issue on border security. I traveled with Congressman Steve King of Iowa. We felt like we knew a lot about the issue before we went. Our eyes were absolutely opened as to the reality of what's happening on the border. It is far worse. One thing that people don't know, I think generally speaking, is that no one is stopped when they try to come into the United States. I stood all along this border. No border patrol physically stops anyone from coming in. Even if they see someone leaving Mexico, getting in a boat and coming into the United States, even if they see someone leave Mexico and walk on dry land over into the United States, no one is stopped. Over 80% are males over the age of 14. These aren't pink and blue foundling baskets that are left at the border. These are over age 14. You have people coming from Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. They come up, they pay human traffickers to bring them up, $4,000 to $9,000. Once they come into the United States illegally, what are they going to do? They're either going to join a gang to earn their living, or they're going to get an illegal job somewhere in the United States, and a lot of their remittances, the money that they make, are sent back home. So the bills that are being put in front of Congress don't stop the problem. The way you stop it is actually building a real fence. People laugh and scoff at that and say, well, gee, if you build an 18-foot fence, they'll bring a 20-foot ladder. Well, that's a joke. You're going to carry a 20-foot ladder 2,000 miles? I don't think so. That isn't what's going to happen. And then we have to also pass legislation to change the misinterpretation that the president has, the illegal interpretation that the president has of our current laws. We have fairly decent laws on the books, but they are not being followed. And it isn't, again, because of the Border Patrol's fault. It's because our president is giving lawless direction to people and failing to enforce any sort of border protection whatsoever. So we drove up to the International Bridge at Ramos, Texas, and the woman who was working the bridge, we told her that we wanted to find where there were illegal alien crossings so that we could see them. This is the heat of the afternoon this last Sunday. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She said, oh, you don't have to go very far. Take a right here, go up about a block or 2 blocks, stand on the top of the bluff. Within an hour, you'll see someone cross. And we said, are you serious? I mean, it's that easy? She said, oh, they cross all the time. Just go up there. We're all standing there watching them with binoculars. We can see them. I have my little iPhone camera out videotaping, thinking, they're coming directly to the United States. That's exactly what they did. Border Patrol was down by the water. The woman got out of the raft with her 2 bags, and she said, where is the Border Patrol? I want to turn myself in and request asylum. The Border Patrol pointed out, he said, see the 4 guys behind? They were in another craft. He said, those 4 are bringing drugs across. So she was just a decoy. So it's a twofer for the drug cartels and the human traffickers, this international criminal activity, because they both get a woman across that's a freebie. They know she won't be turned back. So they'll get their money, the coyotes, and the woman will get her ability to stay in the United States. All the criminals win. We can't take everyone in the world in the United States. We obviously are the most compassionate country in the world. We take more than anyone. But the kindest, most compassionate thing that we could do is build our fence, secure our border for the safety of the American people, deport people immediately on the spot. That would stop, people wouldn't waste $9,000 to risk a 2,000-mile trip if they knew they were going to get sent back, and then tax these remittances heavily, and then pass our laws so that we can constrain President Obama. That's what we need to do. If we really are serious about protecting the safety and sovereignty of the American people and being compassionate toward people on both sides of the border, that's what a compassionate response would look like. Our inaction is furthering the international criminal activity across the border, and that has to end. We got to protect our people.